show you a couple of things I've been working on this weekend. The first one, if you've watched my last couple of videos, you've already seen this box. Nothing has changed except for I did add a little stick pin up here in the corner. I'm going to be embellishing down here in this corner fairly soon. But it's going to be a lot like this one up here, so I'm probably not going to show the finished box in the video. And there was a question about this orange ribbon right here, and that is actually from Joann's. I got that in the dollar section, and I can't remember who it was that asked. I'll be sure to put the name up on the screen. So yeah, this ribbon over here, it was $1. It's kind of a nice orange trim. But what I wanted to show you is the album that I've been working on. It goes along with the same paper, which is the Olivia collection by Bunny. This is the album here. Go ahead and just take it out. I ended up having to narrow it down by one page because it was so chunky, which I knew I wasn't going to be able to create a thin album. But this is what it looks like. Unfortunately, because I do not have a binding system, I don't have any of the machines, I had to try and bind this on my own, which was just ridiculous. And if you have any suggestions on how to bind albums without using holes, I would just love a tutorial or some advice, because I feel like this album could be really, really attractive, although the binding kind of makes it less attractive. I showed the cover of the mini album, I think it was a couple days ago, and pretty simple. The first thing that I did was I just took and put this sentiment on the paper, and it says, "You make everything more beautiful." And then I actually cut around a top note shape, and I glimmer misted, or I'm sorry, I used some diamond stickles on that. I also used this Tim Holtz key. It says love on it. I just glued that down along with some E-line pearls on the top and bottom. I also used that diamond stickles on this Prima Rose. It's purple. I put some charms on here from a necklace that I'm no longer wearing. This one here says love. This one's just kind of a heart peace sign, and then there's also a little bird in here. This metal embellishment closing it is actually from SEI. They had a oh gosh, it was like a package of some embellishments. So I used that, and then I also put one of the brads to match the paper collection in the middle of that. On the side here we have some Webster's trim. It's green, and then I also added some pearls on the side. So that's that. Closing it is a ribbon from the Beachfront collection by Stampin' Up. That goes all the way to the back. I'll just show you the back really quick. This is just a metal embellishment from gosh, Imaginisque, I think. And then this is just a place that I can put a photo or some tags if I want, but right now I'm just leaving it like that. I used some fabric to bind this. Like I said, it did not work very well, but this is just some fabric from Joann's. Okay, when you take this off, it has a metal closure there, or I'm sorry, a magnet closure. There's another brad underneath, and underneath that is another magnet. So that's what's keeping it closed. This page over here, it's just a simple tag. It says Bliss on it, and that's just a Tim Holtz adage ticket. I did distress all of the edges in this album using my Distress Ink and Walnut stain. And then this is just a journaling spot, or a photo spot that was part of the paper collection, and I just used some hemp cording around that. This is a lace flower that I created using kind of the wraparound method. And then also a brad from the collection. I put some stickles on that dot and that dot. I also stamped Darling and Pretty and this dress form using my Lost and Found stamps by My Mind's Eye. And then this right here is just a piece of lace in the corner to hold the little tag in the spot in its place. This one over here is very, very simple. What I did is I just took two strips of leftover scrap paper. I glued those to the bottom to make a pocket. I used a library clip up here to hold that in place, and then I just made a little cutout tag for journaling or a photo, and I can even stick more photos in here when I'm done as well. The ribbon here is also from that same Beachfront collection by Stampin' Up. And here we have a page that has some vellum. What I did is I just took and I put a little sheet here along with a border sticker strip that was part of the Olivia collection, and then I also put some more of that lace on here, so there's two different pockets. I can use either this lace pocket here or also the vellum, so that's kind of nice. I created again this lace flower with a little button in the middle. This is for journaling or a picture, and then on the back we have a little brad that matches the top notes section of that paper. Here we have another brad from the collection, as well as another place for a photo, and then a pretty little E-line flower. I think I might just leave the tags out. Okay, this next page was so much fun. What I did is I took the top note shape that I had cut out from the front of the album, and I just put some distress ink around the edges. I stamped an image right here just to kind of give you that visual that you're drawn towards this side. And then I just put a couple of little tags in here. For anyone who wants to know what shape I used the number 2 label, the Sizzix die. And those will just go back in there. I used these really neat little, I think they're called Cloud 9 dewdrops, or not dewdrops, I'm sorry, raindrops, to give it some more dimension here, so I put those on those polka dots. They just kind of look like glossy accents, actually. And then I put some green trim here. I got this from Joann's as well in their dollar section. And then I took some Say It in Pearls that I had left over, and I just put it on this little pocket. This is actually just a little envelope that measures, I think, 3.5 by 2.25, and it opens up, so I thought that'd be kind of fun. I covered that with paper, and then I made these tags together. There's 3 different tags here. The flowers are actually glimmer misted. These were some white primas that I had, and I just used different glimmer mists on there. I used another one of those brads from the collection. I used a Lost and Found by My Mind's Eye stamp on here to give it some dimension. And, excuse me, on the back I glimmer misted this flower, and then there's just some plain designer paper on that side. So that just slips in there. Had a lot of fun with that. And then the next page here, I just love how this page turned out. This is actually a film strip die by Sizzix. I'll take the tag out so you can see. And what I did is I covered it with some of the pattern paper. I actually used, I don't know if you can see it, but I used some clear embossing powder, so it's a really nice texture and it kind of shines and glistens in the light. And then this is actually some embellishments from a K & Company pack that I had, and I thought that it went really well with the paper collection, so I put those on there. I also glimmer misted a couple of 4 flowers on this page, and then I also just used some of those green E-line flowers as well. And I put some acetate in here so that I can put the pictures in there and it'll look kind of like a film strip. Right now I just have this tag in here, polka dots on one side, and then a flower with some journaling spots on the next. But I have a picture in mind for this. It's one of those where you sit in the photo booth. I think it'd be really fun to put in there. And then this next page here, what I did is I kind of wanted it to look like these tags were hanging off of a necklace, so that these were kind of like the embellishments on a necklace. And what I did is I just took a strand of pearls and I glued those to each side, and then I took these tags and I just put them on with brads. So you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like. Just took some embroidery floss and tied that to the pearls, and then each tag has a back to it. And I just had an extra big pearl that I put on that flower there. Okay, and this page over here was really fun as well. I actually just wanted some room for tags and things like that. Now you can see why I'm really upset with my binding. But anyways, so the tags themselves are kind of what make this page pop out. I glimmer misted all the flowers on here, took the big tags, again from that number 2 Sizzix, and then on the back it's just a regular brad. And that's how all 3 of these tags are. So, kind of fun. I love how this flower turned out. Isn't that so pretty? I also used a rub-on here for this one. That's a basic gray rub-on. And this has an additional tag on it too that I can use for something. Just used some big ribbon on here, and then I also put some of those big drops that I was telling you about on there as well, so it kind of gives it dimension. This page is kind of fun. What I did is I just tore, let me take the tags out so I can show you. I tore a piece of pattern paper and I put it across here. I used a lot of distressing so it almost looks like it was burned, which I really liked the look of. I put some E-line pearls on here all throughout where the flowers are. I took some basic gray ribbon and I put that on the corners there to give it some more kind of dimension. And then I just used some tags and I put some E-line primas on there. And just stuck those in there. Again, I wanted some room for some pictures and journaling. So that's pretty much it. The closure, again, it's just this metal plate. I think I'm going to go ahead and just put the date that I created this album on here so I'll know all the details. But for the most part, that's the album. I hope you enjoyed watching, and again, if you have any binding techniques for people that don't have all the fancy doodads, that would be wonderful. I would love to hear what you have. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the mini, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Go Ducks! We're #1! Woohoo!